This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight now, we bring you an exclusive interview with Union Steel Minister Ramchandra Prasad Singh on developments in the steel sector in India. The interview is AIR correspondent Ashutosh Shukla.
A lively domestic steel industry is very important for any developing country. It provides inputs to industries like construction, infrastructure, capital goods, motor vehicles, defense and railways. Steel industry also has important role in economic growth and employment generation. Union Minister of Steel, Mr. Ramchandra Prasad Singh is joining us today on All India Radio News. Let us hear from him about the steel sector and recently announced Production-Linked Incentive PLI scheme for specialty steel. Sir, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on your new assignment as a Union Minister of Steel. India is the second largest producer of crude steel in the world. However, we are still dependent on imports for specialty steel. What is specialty steel and what is the need for this new scheme for increasing the production of specialty steel?
First of all, I convey my good wishes to you and good wishes to all our listeners. You are aware that recently the Cabinet under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, respected Narendra Modi ji, has approved production-linked incentive scheme for steel sector for production of specialty steel. You will say, what is this specialty steel? A specialty steel is steel which is value added. It is treated, it is strengthened, and it is used in sectors about which you were just mentioning: automobile sector, defense sector, railways, space. You see, nowadays you hear about high-speed corridor trains. You need rails for that quality. You need coaches, you need wheels for that quality. And for that, you need a special quality of steels. That is the requirement of our industry in India. To meet that demand, we have brought this scheme. The scheme's outlay is about 6,322 crores. And it is a period of 5 years period. And it is expected that there will be investment of about 40,000 crores. And we will be exporting about 5.5 million tons of steel, and we will earn about 33,000 crores. And India will be totally self-reliant in especially steel production. At present, as you are aware, we are producing only 18 million tons. But as our national steel policy, by 2030, we will be producing 42 million tons of specialty steel. And this scheme will help our producers. We will incentivize them, and they will infuse technology, they will bring finance to make this sector not only internationally competitive, but technologically also very update. So I am confident that this production-linked scheme will prove to be a game changer in the steel sector in this country.
Present government has put a great emphasis on self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. How will PLI scheme for specialty steel would further this objective? And what sectors would benefit if India becomes self-reliant in specialty steel?
One of the major objectives of this policy is to substitute import substitution by indigenous production. We are importing about 4 million tons of specialty steel and spending about 30,000 above as foreign exchange to get these steels. When we are self-reliant, which we will by 2027, definitely our domestic requirement will be met. We will be in a position to export also. So this will be a win-win situation for industry and even for the country. We will no longer be depending on others for our quality steel production, and at the same time our sector like automobile sector, as you mentioned about railways, gas, there is a huge program for this gas distribution network. For that we need a special quality of pipes. So this policy will definitely help to produce the kind of steel which is required for this kind of production.
What incentives would be provided under PLI scheme? How much investment this scheme is expected to attract? And would it even further the objective of Make in India?
Yes, of course. As I told you earlier, that we are providing total outlay of 6,322 crores. And any company registered in India, they can apply for this. And a company will get, it is a cap of 200 crores in a year. And in 5 years, of course, they can get 1,000. And this scheme will definitely give an impetus to Make in India. Because why? We will not be importing those things which can be produced in our own country. Country will be self-reliant, and definitely the Make in India, it is not only a campaign, it is a thought which will help indigenous production, which will give job to our youth. So definitely it is going to make a big dent in whole economic scenario in our country.
Historically, steel sector has been an employment generator, particularly in the backward regions of the country. Would this new scheme provide employment boost?
Yes, this will definitely provide employment to youth, and especially in backward areas. The total employability will be direct and indirect both, about 5.25 lakhs, and out of which 68,000 will be direct employment. You must appreciate that there is a lot of scope for generating employment by introduction of this skill, and especially in those areas where units will be established, where this value addition will take place, and it will give a boost to employment generation in the country.
MSME sector is an important driver of employment in our country. Would PLI scheme for specialty steel also benefit the MSME sector in some way?
Definitely. You see, MSME sector, as you mentioned, provides a lot of job opportunities to our youth. And it is spread over all over the country. This PLI scheme will provide job opportunity not only upstream, but downstream also. So as MSME sector will also be gaining from this scheme.
How was steel industry hit by the COVID pandemic? We saw a decline of 10.6% over the previous years. What are the plans of the ministry to increase the production and take it beyond the pre-pandemic levels?
You see, this COVID pandemic has badly hit economic activity in this country, and the steel industry was no exception to this. The production was hit. You see, the supply of raw material was hit, but I give full credit to our industry people, to our government employees, who all have again come back, and they have put in all kinds of effort to bring production to pre-pandemic level. And there is good sign, and I am hopeful that in coming days, they will not only achieve the target, but they will achieve the target which our steel policy of 2017 has envisaged, to get our steel production of 300 million tons by 2030.
Private players contribute more than public corporations in the production of steel. How can PSUs compete with private players and perform at par with them?
See, you have mentioned that both public sector and private sector, they are playing a role in this sector. Today's production, 86%, they come from the private sector, 14% from the government side. Both are coexisting. And what is our objective? Our objective is to help both public sector and private sector. At the end of the day, what you see, we see a country where we achieve our target of producing 300 million tons by 2030, and for that you need a competitive private sector as well as a robust public sector. So government is all about, and government will help both of them. And you see, if there is no competition, there will be complacency, there will be monopoly. So if there are private sector and private sector, there will be healthy competition, and the country will benefit.
SAIL, RINL and other PSUs have shown encouraging performance for some time now. Are there any plans for expansion, modernization or restructuring of these giant corporations?
You see, they are flagship companies of our ministry, and they have performed extremely well in the past. For some reasons, there were some problems in the middle, but for last 3 years, they are doing exceedingly well, and I am hopeful that they will do better in future, and government is concerned, we will provide them all kinds of support.
You mentioned about the target of 300 million ton of steel by 2030. How is national steel policy changing the steel sector in India?
When you have a policy, then you have a roadmap. And when you have a roadmap, you plan your strategies accordingly. So we have got a roadmap, and accordingly we are planning. And definitely this PLI scheme is a very good scheme, and this will trigger the development in quality steel production in this country.
Our country is the second largest producer of crude steel in the world. What are your plans to make it number one?
For that you have to, what we say, increase the demand of steel in the country. The scope of steel in public utilities, as you are aware, today we have this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. See, drinking water supply to every household, gas line to every household, railway line, you see, smart cities, airports. We had to emphasize upon people that steel is an alternative product for construction purposes also. Instead of bricks built houses, you can have this steel built houses, and this will be done in a very short period. So gradually the demand of steel will increase. Right now you see, we are definitely number 2 in the world, but as far as consumption is concerned, per capita consumption in India is hardly 70 kilo. And if you see the rural side, it will be hardly 10 to 15 kg. And you check the case of Korea, it is more than 1000 kilos. So definitely we have to, you see, push the demand. And as you are aware, that steel is a green product. From environmental angle, it is a green product because it can be recycled. So we must emphasize the importance of steel, and we must propagate about its utility in other areas also. And definitely when the demand will increase, the production will also increase. And ours is a huge country. Our demand will be very huge. And our aim is to become self-reliant, to give impetus to Make India. And with these objectives, definitely we will achieve one day number 1 position in the world.
What are the major achievements of the present government in the steel sector?
We are producing right now 102 million tons of steel. This itself is a big achievement. And as you are aware, we are bringing this PLI scheme. This will further give boost to, you see, specialty steel production that will reduce demand of import. It will encourage our production. Our export will also increase and give employment to, as I mentioned you, more than 5 lakhs youths. So these are all good achievement for the government, and for that we definitely give credit to our Honorable Prime Minister Adharaniya Narendra Modi ji.
What is your outlook on the future of steel industry in the world in general and India in particular? What are the possibilities in the steel sector in coming years?
You see, I mentioned that steel is a green product, and that itself places steel in a very good situation, because in coming years you have to take care of environment, you have to take care of pollution, and since steel is a green product, it can be recycled. It has a great future.
Thank you, sir, for joining us on All India Radio News.
Thank you. I first thank to All India Radio for giving me this opportunity, and also convey my best wishes to all our listeners. Thank you. Jai Hind.
You were listening to an exclusive interview with Union Steel Minister Ramchandra Prasad Singh on developments in the steel sector in India. The interviewer was AIR correspondent Ashutosh Shukla. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.